Hello.
Hello, Hunt for Harmony.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another evening of the Hunt for Harmony.
I'm James Hunt.
I am Joshua Hunt, and we are not ministers, pastors, therapists, counselors, or any of those things.
We're just two people who've been married 26 years, been together over 30, and we just want to share with you the things that we've done to help us get through some rough times in our marriages, and hopefully they will help you to get through yours.
Yes, until you are at a point where you have a great marriage. I was going to say that, but
a very good marriage.
A good marriage, yeah. Not like, oh, it's perfect, but a good marriage, yes. Yes, indeed. So, welcome back. Welcome back. To start, I want to remind you that we are going to be telling about or sharing about the giveaway, what you have to do to be in the giveaway. And I'll show you later what the giveaway will be for, and we'll explain the details of it. But we're going to handle the business first.
We want to thank the regular viewers, and we want to thank any new viewers who are tuning in tonight.
And welcome.
And welcome. And like always, please share and give us some likes.
And give us some feedback.
And feedback. I mean, because we're just trying to reach as many people as we can. Mm-hmm. So, and we can't do that without your help.
So please, just share whatever. Even if you find, oh, I don't agree with anything they say, tell us. We don't
care. We want to hear that too.
We just want to hear it. We just want to hear from you. So please share. So today, we're going to be talking about fighting fairly. And I hate to say fighting fairly, although that is grammatically correct. It just sounds better to say fighting fair. But technically, it is fighting fairly.
Right.
So, fighting fairly. There are five things that we want to focus on. Of course, just because we're saying fighting fairly doesn't mean that it has to be an all-out brawl.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be a fight. It might be a heated discussion. It doesn't even have to be heated. It could just be a discussion.
A disagreement.
Could be a disagreement. So whatever you want to call it, we're going to give you some tips on how to make sure it's fair. So these are the rules of engagement, if you will. So number one, starting out the gate, tough. Pray.
Pray together.
Pray together, if possible, if you can. Sometimes
it's not going to happen.
Right. Sometimes it's just not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
But 100% of the time, you can pray within yourself. You can take a minute.
That's true. And
you can pray. That doesn't involve the other person. That's just you and God taking a minute to pull self down so that you can have this discussion and so that it can be a productive discussion.
Because I'll admit, I've never heard of a marriage. We haven't experienced it where, you know, we start to have an argument over something and we say, wait, let's pray first.
Let's pray.
That kind of doesn't happen. But like she said, you can do it on your own.
Yes.
And ask God to help you calm yourself and to be mindful of what's being said.
Right,
yeah.
right.
So,
number two.
Don't hit below the belt. Now, that's one, it's instinctual for humans to want to win. I mean, that's what we do. We win.
Right.
Anytime there's a game, a competition of any sort, a fight, the objective is to win. So, but in marriages, winning is not what it should be about.
No.
It should be about resolving the issue.
Right.
But what happens so often in marriages is when you start to disagree or you have arguments, you want to say something that's going to really hurt your spouse. You know, you're gonna, the things which you are supposed to know, things that trigger their emotions. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to, they are supposed to be transparent enough for you to know what makes them laugh, what makes them cry, what hurts their feelings. You should know these things.
Right.
But a lot of times you use those things against one another,
and that's
which perpetuates the problem. Okay.
That's not fair.
You can't, say something to somebody to intentionally hurt their feelings, especially your spouse.
Right.
That's the last thing you want to do, because all that's going to do is make them look at you and say, okay, I got to come back with something stronger.
Right. You got that? I got one better.
And now you're starting to say things that you cannot take back, for one. Okay.
Can't take it back.
And it's going to have a long lasting effect on your relationship.
Right.
So, you truly cannot, hit below the belt.
Don't bring up old things that are supposedly forgiven or have already been acknowledged and discussed. If it's old, if it's in the past, let it be in the past.
And if you're bringing it up, that means it hasn't been dealt with.
Right.
Okay, so that's number one. You're going to have to go back and deal with whatever that is.
Right.
Otherwise, it's going to continue to rear its head, its
Right.
ugly head, and it's going to continue to be a thorn in your marriage.
Right.
In your relationship.
Don't bring up family members and what your mama did and what your brother said.
That's a no-no.
Don't do it. Number one, it probably has nothing to do with the argument anyway, or with the discussion anyway. Right. But two, if it's not going to further the conversation or bring you closer to a solution, what's the point? You're just doing that to hurt somebody's feelings. So, no.
And speaking of family, it's like kids almost. You know how parents will tell a kid, you hear it a lot of times with single parents saying, oh, you're going to be just like your daddy.
Oh.
Or you're going to be just like your mama,
Yeah.
But with your spouse, when you say something to your spouse, you're just like so-and-so.
Uh-huh.
And in their hearts, they don't want to be like so-and-so.
Right.
So that's going to really hurt.
And that's why you said it in the first place.
And that's why you said it.
Because you know they don't want to be like so-and-so.
So, yes, please don't do that.
Yeah.
All right?
And one more thing while we're talking about don't hit below the belt. To me, this is hitting below the belt. Superlatives. Always. Never. The most.
Every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
Don't do it, because it's not always. It's not the most. It's not every time. So I know it's hard. It's difficult when you are having this heated discussion to bring yourself down and not do all those things. But actually, if you find that you are able to bring yourself down, you realize that it turns into more of a discussion than an argument. All right.
And if you listen to the rules of the I guess they're unwritten, stay away from always and never.
Right. Stay away from always and never.
It helps.
Because it's never
it's not
accurate.
true.
It's never accurate.
Yeah.
All right, so number 3. Use word pictures.
Explain word pictures.
Word pictures are examples, but it's a step more, it's a step farther than an example, because it really gets back to you knowing a person. So for example, with a sibling that you've grown up with, or a cousin or friend, you can always say, remember that time? Remember that time? And you can immediately take that person back to a situation. That's a word picture.
And how they felt in that situation.
Right, how they felt in that situation. That's a word picture. So if James and I are, we've known each other for a long time, and we're talking about something, and something happens, be it good or bad, but this is particularly good if it's in a bad or negative something, a negative feeling or something. And something happens and it really gets on my nerves, it irritates me, and I want to talk to him about it. Then one way to communicate that is to come up with a really good word picture and say, you remember that time such and such happened and blah, blah, blah. And so he's going back in that time. He's remembering, how bad he felt, or how he felt embarrassed, or how he felt so mad. And then you're able to say, that's how I felt when you did what you did, or when you said what you said. And so immediately they get it.
They can identify with your pain, emotions. They can identify with those things.
Right.
So use word pictures. They're very, very helpful.
Right. And like I said, not just in bad times,
but
in a good time too, in a good way. Of course, that would be in an argument, but, just for future reference, that part was free.
What we at? Number 4, focus on the issue not the person. Monitor your tone, no name calling.
Yes, 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 yes. Focus on, you have to remember when you're in a heated discussion, and this is more important with your spouse or with anyone that you live with, so it's important too with your children. But you have to remember what it is that the problem is. He's not the problem.
Right.
Now, his behavior might be the problem. Something he's done or said,
But
that might be the problem.
I have good behavior, though.
That might be the problem. But at the end of it all, he is not the problem. Right. And the same with yourself. I am not the problem. I may be, my behavior might be a problem. The way I say something might be a problem. But I am not the problem. Because we're not trying to kill me.
Right.
I'm not the issue. You're trying to get rid of that problem, get rid of that issue. So it's important to focus on whatever it is that you're trying to get rid of, or that you're trying to correct or solve or resolve. So focus on the issue, not on the person. Right. Focus on the problem. Be able to articulate it.
I mean, you have to think about how God views us. You know, there are issues that we have, and he knows the issue, but he doesn't say, I'm going to kill this dude because he's acting like that. He doesn't do that.
He won't follow directions.
He continues to work to try and help you resolve the issue.
Right.
So that you can be a better person.
Right.
You know, he doesn't want to kill it's like blowing up the bathtub to get rid of the ring. You know, that's you don't want to do that.
Right.
Just take time and scrub the ring out, and now you got a nice shiny bathtub.
Yep, and then you can go and relax in your tub.
Yeah. Enjoy it.
Enjoy the tub. All right, and then finally, keep your business to yourselves.
Yeah, so often, and I think we've discussed this before in the past briefly.
Yes, we have.
You know, it's great that you have trust in your family members and even your friends, some of your friends, to go and discuss your issues that you're having in your marriage. You should have someone that you can talk to, but that person has to be somebody who is reliable. And when I say reliable, it's somebody who is going to tell you what you don't want to hear versus stroking your ego.
Yes.
And saying, girl, yeah, you're right. Yeah, man, you're right. I wouldn't take that from her. You know, you don't want to hear that kind of stuff because...
Well, you do want to hear that kind of stuff.
But...
you don't need to hear that kind of stuff.
What you don't want to do, though, is you don't want to have that person view your spouse in a negative way. Right.
Because long after you guys are through with it, guess who's hanging on to it?
Yeah, they don't forget.
They don't forget.
They do not forget. Now,
and they make it a point to remind you.
Yeah, they make it a point. So what's got to happen is you're going to have somebody reliable. Mm-hmm. Somebody you know you're going to go to. Both of you have agreed to go to talk to, again, a friend, a family member, as long as you know that these people are going to be unbiased.
Right.
That they're not going to take sides.
Right.
And that's one of the things we pride ourselves on. I know, you know, with friends, our daughter and her boyfriend, I am glad that they can come to us, mm-hmm. but they know they can't come to us individually. You know, if somebody, my daughter comes and said, Daddy, this happened and blah, 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 you know, well, we gotta hear what he has to say.
Right.
You know, we don't want to just jump on your side because you're our daughter. And a lot of people's like, what? That's your daughter? You're not going to take her side? No. If she's not right, I'm not going to take her side.
No.
So, and they know this, my son, they know this. So, you know, we're going to be fair to people. And as a result, they come to us and they trust us to be unbiased.
Right.
That's how you have to be when you find somebody you need to talk to. They have to be that way. Otherwise, you're hurting your marriage.
Yeah, yeah. And then when it all blows over and you're all lovey-dovey, then you're going to feel bad.
Right, right.
Because it's your fault.
But I'll tell you what's got to happen too.
What's that?
We finished talking about the love languages last week. And when you identify the love language of your spouse, you have to remember, you know, how when you get to a time where there's going to be disagreement, focus on trying to do something to change the feeling of your spouse.
Right.
You know, and vice versa. That way.
Wait a minute, you said change the feeling. You mean the mood?
The mood.
Okay, the mood.
The whole environment. You want to change that. And it takes,
you mean during the heated discussion. Gotcha.
And it's hard to do because, again, it's human nature to want to fight.
Right.
The adrenaline starts pumping. Your body's made to pump adrenaline. So you get all geeked up and ready to go. But you're going to have to be able to control that. Okay, and try and change, the mood, the environment of it all. Think about your spouse. I don't want to say something to the person I love that's going to hurt this person.
Right.
I love this woman. I love this man.
And you can't take it back. Even though you might apologize for it later, I am famous for saying, from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So if it found its way to your mouth and out, it's something you've been carrying in your heart anyway.
And, I was looking at some other counseling sites. We're not counselors again, but like Christian counseling and another counseling site I looked at. And they say that you shouldn't disagree in front of children.
Really?
Yeah.
I disagree.
I disagree. I think your children need to see you have a disagreement, not a, cussing and,
Which actually shouldn't be... That shouldn't be a part of an argument anyway, in my view.
Right. But you want them to see, yeah, we don't agree on things, but guess what? It's not the end of the world.
Right. You can agree to disagree. And not only can you agree to disagree, you can agree to disagree and let it go and move on.
But your kids do need to see
and they need to see that,
hey, they resolve this problem.
Right.
So when they get into situations, they're going to start to handle it the way they saw it handled.
Right.
So always keep that in mind. And last thing I have to say about that is, when I was praying about this, what came to me is the way that you have to go into your arguments. You have to first think, okay, do I want to fight my spouse? Or do I want to just talk to my spouse?
And you might be saying, I want to fight.
I want to fight. Exactly.
I want to fight.
You don't want to fight your spouse. And the thing that came to me is like in ancient times when the Roman soldiers would fight. Okay? And the Bible even talks about putting on the helmet of salvation and, girding up your loins and, to prepare.
Of righteousness.
And that's what I was ready to get to. It tells you how to prepare. And it doesn't cover the things that they put on didn't cover their backs because they were always looking forward to fight the enemy. Okay, so they look forward. But you guys are a team. So y'all should put those things on and turn your backs to one another so that you are protecting your spouse at all costs. And your spouse does not have to worry about anything coming from behind. And vice versa.
Oh, good job. Good job.
The breastplate of righteousness, the breastplate that they used to fight in was actually called pectoralis. Okay?
Oh, like pectoral.
Like pectorals. And, they said it was the word that described the protector of the heart.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
It's the protector of the heart.
See, I knew we were doing good stuff.
So put on your breastplates, protect your hearts, and just work together. Don't fight one another. Fight whatever is trying to destroy your marriage.
Focus on the issue.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that.
Okay.
All right.
So remember those. Remember those 5 things. Pray together if you can. But definitely 100% pray within yourself. You can pray. You can do that. You don't need to say, okay, wait a minute, I need to pray. You can pray.
Yeah, you can say quickly, Lord, please keep me from choking this man. And then God will be like, okay, don't choke her. Don't choke him, Yeah, so we quick prayer would always work. Yeah.
So say a prayer within yourself, number 1. Number 2, don't hit below the belt. Don't say things that you know are going to trigger your spouse. Don't bring up things from the past. Don't bring up things that have been forgiven,
Right.
let it go. And then number 3,
use word pictures.
Use word pictures. And the thing that I love about word pictures is that there has to be history. So you have to have spent time talking about your past
getting
and
to
know one another.
Right.
That's the only way that you're going to have word pictures to relate what it is that you're feeling or what you're experiencing. So you have to be able to do that.
And if you don't have that, that means y'all need to sit down
and talk. Just chill. Talk. Number 4, focus on the issue, not on the person.
Right.
You're together. You're a team. You're fighting the enemy. Don't make your spouse your enemy. And then finally, keep your business to yourself. That's between you and your spouse. And as he said, if you have come to an agreement about talking to particular people who have proven that they are unbiased and that they have your best interest at heart for your marriage, then by all means, share, get advice, share with them, vent, and they'll be the ones to kind of put you back in your lane. So remember those things.
Quickly, back to the focus on the issue, your tone of voice. No adult wants to be yelled at.
That's important.
No adult nobody wants to be yelled at.
Right.
But especially a grown person.
Right.
Because they're not children, you know?
Yeah.
Who are you yelling at me? So watch your tone. That's huge. All right?
Yes. Who are you yelling at me? Oh, but okay, yeah, I got you. Who are you yelling at me?
Right.
Okay. So now, we have a few things that we want to share before we say goodbye. And I'm going to get back to the giveaway in just a moment. First, I want to share that we have been kind of privately doing some marriage coaching, and we're ready to release it to the masses. So our Facebook, our website will be going live on Sunday.
Not this Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Our website will be going live on next Sunday. Woo, woo. So, we're going to be doing some individual coaching and some group coaching, and then
individual couples coaching.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. Individual couples coaching.
Right.
And should I say, I'm sorry, married
yes.
couples coaching.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're going to do some individual married couples coaching as well as group coaching. Currently, we're on the Zoom platform, so we would be doing chats. We get together for X number of weeks with some particular tasks.
Right, and you can count on us being unbiased because we don't know you.
And we only care about your marriage.
And we only care about your marriage.
We don't care about your independent feelings. No, I'm kidding. But we care about your marriage. So, like I said, individual, couple to couple, and as well as groups. And there is a way that you are able to enter into a group without, exposing your face if you want to remain anonymous. But in times past, we've been very good about ensuring a safe place, and so we'll be able to do that. That is our goal. And then everything will culminate in a retreat. So
right,
be looking for that.
Which should be a lot of fun.
To drop on, not this Sunday, but next Sunday.
The 22nd.
All right. And then, guess what? YouTube.
Well, is it the 22nd? Sorry about the date. Today's the
13th.
14th.
Okay, while he's figuring that out.
Oh, 22nd.
YouTube.
Yes,
Yay!
go ahead.
YouTube. So, check us out on YouTube, The Hunt for Harmony. Subscribe, if you will. Please. We haven't yet decided if we're going to go live on YouTube, but we'll definitely be putting the videos there.
Right. And
to me, no shade to Facebook, but I just like the YouTube platform a little better because if you go to the channel, everything is there. And you don't have to worry about posts and all that stuff. You just look at the title, you look at the video, boom, you're watching.
Right.
So it's a little bit cleaner, but content is the same. And then now to the giveaway. Let me show you something that I have been using and I love. It's just a regular phone mount, right? This is the part that I really love. This is the cord that you connect to any, most people have a USB port in their car, or you have an adapter. So this plugs into your adapter. Mm-hmm. This is magnetic, and I love it because the little kit, it comes with one for Android. It comes with an attachment for Apple phone and some other attachment. I don't know what it is. At any rate, this plugs into here. This is a magnet. Boom, goes right there. The coolest part is you can dock your phone. This goes into the vent, or you can have one that's a permanent. You can have it permanently placed on your dashboard. But you can dock your phone, and without plugging it, bling, ding, it charges. Love it. So I love it so much. Fairstream, who is our sponsor for the evening, is going to give one away. So I'm excited, as you can tell. So we're going to give one of these away. And I just love it. It's just so easy and convenient to just pop this in and boom, dock your phone and you're good. I just love it.
I'm not big on electronics and things like that, but this is a cool thing. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, this is really cool. So we're going to be giving one of these away, compliments of Fairstream. Oh, sorry. I pulled the magnet off. Compliments of Fairstream. So here's what you got to do. We're going to play a trivia game. We are going to drop a question on Sunday, another on Tuesday, and then another on, did I skip a day?
Yes. Friday is our first.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to drop a question on Friday, and then another on Sunday, and then a third question on Tuesday. In order to be entered in the drawing to receive this, you have to answer each question. I'll tell you now, the answers to the questions are embedded in our videos. So if you've been watching, when you hear the question, it may be very easy. You'll go, oh yeah, I remember that.
I remember that. Yeah.
If you haven't been watching, then you'll probably have to go back and watch a video.
And then we will determine, it will be a random drawing.
Yes, I do have that app.
Yes.
I'll put your name in and boom, boom, bling, ding, 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 ding.
It will be a random drawing, and, if your name is pulled, you will be announced next Thursday at the end of the show. And then we will have a contact with you to get your mailing address and everything to send it to. So you're going to answer the questions and we'll see who's going to win this thing. Now that we will have many more giveaways. In the future, we do plan on giving away, e-readers and, tablets and some other nice things. So yes. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Play along. And now we're done.
We're done. That's all we have.
There is no more. We will see ya.
Please like us.
Please like.
Share
please share.
Us, and
subscribe. Now we can say subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah. And we will see you all next Thursday night at 7:30 on Facebook.
Yes.
Instagram.
Yes.
And YouTube.
Ta-ta, darling.
Take care. We'll see you next week.